guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a very exciting one. I'm doing another collaboration with Emily, or her blog is called Ethical M, and we decided we wanted to do another collab again because it was a lot of fun last time. So if you didn't see, we did a kind of Christmas get ready with us, but on her blog she did more prepping sides, the skincare, masks, hair care, nail care, that kind of thing. And then on here I did makeup, hair and outfit, which I will leave linked down below in case you missed it and interested. But we tried to think of something different this time. We thought maybe let's do a first impressions on something, but it obviously had to be something we both wanted to do. And she says she's been desperate to try out this palette here from Makeup Revolution, which is the Reloaded Iconic Division palette. And I enjoy Makeup Revolution palettes, eyeshadow palettes, so I thought, yes, let's give it a go. It's only £4, which is perfect, and I think it's meant to be a Subculture dupe. Now, I've never tried the Subculture palette, so I don't know what it's like. I know there's a lot of controversy over it. I haven't tried it, I don't know. I've got the Modern Renaissance, which I absolutely love, but I thought, yeah, let's give it a go. It's got some really unusual colours in here. So in today's video, she's going to be doing a blog post on her first impressions of the palette, and on here I'm also going to be doing my first impressions, because like I said in the past, we have similar tastes in things, so it'd be interesting to see if we both like this product, whether we come up with the same looks or go for the same colours. She did message me yesterday saying that she's actually already played around with this palette, and she created kind of 2 different looks on each eyes. So I know she's done, like I said, played around with a lot of these colours. I don't know her opinion. She hasn't told me what colour she's used. She hasn't told me her opinions yet on the palette. We're going to kind of find out once our things go live, kind of thing. So it'll be interesting to see. So at the moment I have no idea what she thinks or the look she's come up with. I'm going to do impressions on this, and if I enjoy it, then I will create a second look in this video as well, just because it'd be interesting to see. Because you kind of got, might help if I take the tape off. So yeah, so you've got some really interesting shades in here. You've got some kind of orangey browns and purples, you've got some greens and blues, and there's a really cool yellow down here which I really like the look of. So actually, it might be quite interesting to do 2 different looks of it, depending on how my first impressions go. So it's all, you get, how many shades? There are all, you get 13 mattes. There's kind of this white one here, it's got a bit of sheen to it. It's not shimmer, but it's definitely got sheen. And then you have got the 2 shimmery glitter ones here. So, the colour I was most drawn to was kind of this yellow and this blue. So I think for my first impressions look, I'm going to go with the yellows, greeny, blue colours. And then if I do really enjoy this palette, I'll do a second look with more of the purples, browns and oranges type thing. So, started. And obviously I'll leave her blog linked down below, and so you can go check out her post and her opinions on this. It'll be interesting. It will be interesting to see if we've got similar opinions and we went for similar kind of looks or not. Okay, so jumping into this palette, like I said, I'm really drawn to this yellow colour, so I think I'm going to start with this one. They don't have names, these colours, so I'll just have to point. So yeah, I'm going to go with this yellow one first. I'm going to take it on my Eyeshadow Pure E40 brush. As always, this is going to act as my transition shade. I will say you do get a little bit of fallout, but nothing crazy, so you just need to make sure you tap off the brush. And I've already got some concealer and powder on my eyes ready to go. So let's start off with this yellow shade. Ooh. It's a really lovely shade. So it's a really lovely pigmentation. I really quite like it. It's an unusual colour, I really like it. It's blending out lovely. It's not going patchy at the moment. So I'm just going to go in with another layer. Make it a bit more intense. Ooh. I'm going to wing it out like I always do, because that's how I like my eyeshadows. So yeah, so like I said, there was a little bit of fallout in the palette, but because I've tapped off the brush, I'm getting nothing on my skin. So I find even if you do get some fallout in the palette, as long as you make sure you tap off, you should be good to go. Okay, then, like I said, I think I'm going to go for the greeny blues for this look. So I'm going to go in with, which one? let's go in with, I was toying between these two greens, but I think I'm going to go with this green. I'm going to use my exact same brush again. Oh, I just tapped into yellow by accident. The greeny brush, sorry, the exact same brush again, E40. Let's see, this is where it could go wrong, because it's interesting colours to see if they blend nicely together without looking horrendous on the eye. Now the colours blend lovely, the shades, sorry, the eyeshadows blend really nicely together. I don't know if I've just done the best colour combination in the world. I don't think it looks too bad, but the actual shadows are blending nicely together. I just think my colour combination may have not been the best idea, but let's keep going. I'm just going to kind of dust off the brush quickly and then go back in with that yellow shade and just kind of further blend the two together. Let's go in with this deeper kind of greeny blue shade here next on my Freedom Fluffy brush. And let's pop this kind of onto the outer corner of the lid. Start blending it together. Oh, this is a nice colour. I like the colour of this green. Okay, do you know what I might do actually? Is I think I'm going to go in with some of this orange shade down here and pop this, blend out that green instead, because I think orange is going to look better than that yellow. And maybe I'll use yellow with the purple tones instead, because I don't like how that looks right now. I really wanted it to look cool. I thought the yellow and the green would look really cool together, but I just think it looks not so great. Right, I think that looks a bit better now I've done the orange instead of the yellow. I don't think that's quite working. I'm going to take a bit, I'm going to keep on building up this deep green shade just on the outer portion a bit more, just to really intensify that. Now it's time, actually what I'm going to quickly do is take this kind of white shade here. Like I said, it's not, it's not matte, but it's also not shimmery. It's kind of got a sheen to it, so I'm just going to pop that like on the brow bone section. Oh, okay. It actually has a bit of a pink pearl to it, which didn't look like it in the pan. I'm going to take the bright green shimmer shade here. Let's have a little swatch. It doesn't look that promising actually. Oh wow, you can barely see it. Okay, let's see what it's like with a brush. So I'm taking a flat brush for this. This from Freedom again. And let's pop this here. Okay. I'm not sure how I feel about this shade. It's more like green glitter as opposed to there being like a shadow with it as well. Let me just pick some up on the brush and then give it a quick spray and see what happens then. Okay, so it works much better wet for sure. I think the matte shadows are better. But if you wanted to use a shimmer shade, I'd say wet the brush first. Because it does look like a very cool colour, like a lime green in the pan. But obviously it just doesn't translate well enough onto the eyes. Okay, I'm definitely so glad I changed up the yellow to the orange in the crease, because I think it looks so much better now. Okay, oh, I'm going to take actually a little bit of the really kind of, it's not a black. Was it a black? I don't know, it kind of looked a bit like a dark blue for a second, but maybe it is a black. This matte one here. On my little eye shading brush from Real Techniques. I'm just going to intensify the outer corner section slightly. Just to really deepen that up. And then just take the brush I use for the kind of deep green shade and just, I'm not adding any extra product onto it, I'm just using it to kind of, the excess to help blend out that really dark shade. Okay, you know what, I'm not going to add anything to the lower lash line. For the second look I will do, but I think for this look I quite like it being quite top heavy. Okay, so that is the first look, creating it. Like I said, I'm so happy I switched up the yellow for the orange, because I think it works for the greens much better. I think I might try and use the yellow with the purple. I think that might be quite cool. It is quite a difficult colour to work with anyway. They're very unusual colours in here, so trying to find the right kind of combination is key really for this, to make this palette work. But in terms of the actual eyeshadows and the formulas, the mattes I think blend beautifully. They really blend nicely together. They're not patchy or anything like that, and they're really good and pigmented. And you can also build them up. Like I said, there's a little bit of fallout, but if you tap with your brush, you shouldn't get any on your skin or anything like that. If you are afraid of that, just do your eyes first. The thing I was disappointed with, as you know, is the shimmer eyeshadow. Obviously, if you wet the brush or wet the product, it does come out a much more pigmented. But I don't know, I just wanted it, look, because you can see it's a really beautiful kind of unusual lime green, and it just didn't translate as well onto the eyes as I'd hoped for. So that is something I would bear in mind. I mean, it is £4 this palette, so you can only be so fussy, I think, with something. But like I said, the mattes I absolutely love. So there's only 2 shimmers in there, so it's really not the end of the world. But I like how this look turned out. So yeah, this is look number 1, and I am actually going to do another look, because I want to use that yellow and I want to use some purples this time, and kind of play around with the palette more, because like I said, I think it's quite a difficult colour combination to try and work with. So if you were thinking about this palette, I want to try and give you a couple of options to see what kind of works together and stuff like that. So moving on to look number 2. So I'm going to leave that mascara on for now. I'm going to quickly prep and prime my eyes again, and then I'll be back to look number 2. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this shade up here. It's kind of quite a beige neutral tone. I'm going to use this as my transition shade. I'm going to use my E40 Hand Set Pure Brush. I did quickly clean it off so it didn't have any excess product from the last time. You can just get like makeup brush cleansers, something like this, you can just spray onto a cotton pad. I just sprayed it back onto this face halo just to clean the excess off. It won't thoroughly clean it obviously, so you'll need to do that, but every so often. But just if you want to quickly use a different colour but the same brush. Okay, so yeah, I'm going with this neutral kind of tone first. Oh, I'd say actually on the eye it looks a bit more peachy toned. But it's a nice colour, like I said, it's a nice neutral. I think it's going to be a good transition shade. I think maybe the yellow might be a bit too much for the transition, so I might use that differently but with the purples. Now let's go in with, so let's go in with this salmon shade right here. Same brush again. I'm going to use this as like my second kind of transition shade, but not bring it quite as high up. And I'm going to put it on my lid as well and start buffing onto there. Ooh, I like the colour of this. That colour's much more vibrant than I thought it was going to be. So I think out of the two looks, this probably might be the slightly more wearable one. Although I am going to pop a bit of yellow on there, but... Okay, so I'm going to take some of this purple shade right here on my Freedom Fluffy brush. Let's go all over the lid with this shade. Pick a bit more of that kind of salmon shade here on my E40 brush again, just to help blend that purple out and just re-intensify the orange, because I think it's a really beautiful colour. On my little pencil brush, I'm going to take the really deep purple from this palette and run this along the upper lash line. Take the first purple shade we used, just then to help blend that shade out slightly. So it just helps all the colours kind of blend quite nicely and seamlessly together. I really like how this eye looks coming. I don't know if I do want to add the yellow now. I'm just a bit worried that it's going to ruin it. I think it's such an unusual shade and looks so beautiful in the pan. But I just think it's going to be one of those colours it's very difficult to try and work with. And I'm kind of really enjoying this it's kind of like a sunset vibe going on, and I really like this, and I kind of don't want to ruin it. Right, you know what I'm just going to pick up the tiniest amount on my E40 brush. And you know what, I'm just going to buff it, kind of where I put the yellow and orange, the orange. Just to kind of go with that sunset vibes, but just very lightly. Okay, that's fine. I'm just worried if I go full blown yellow in there, it's just going to ruin it slightly. Okay, now for the lower lash line. We'll add something to the lower lash line for this look. I'm going to start off with this purple here on a shading brush from Luxie. It's the 213. And run this along the lower lash line. I am going to pick up some of the kind of orangey tone as well now. Same brush again. But go in quite lightly and almost blend out that purple shade a little bit. So kind of trying to create that sunset or that gradient effect on the lower lash line, but without bringing it too far down. Little pencil brush, taking the really deep purple shade and running this quite closely to the lash line. And then what I will do, I'm going to see if the shimmer's any different. I'm going to try it dry first on my little finger. Ooh. Okay, so that one looks a lot smoother actually. Okay. That one's much nicer. I'll just pop a little bit in the inner corner. Okay, I took quite a lot there. Yeah, that's much better than the green one. I have to say, I actually really like this palette. Like I said, some really unusual colours. Some I don't think quite go together. Like I said, this yellow I think works best kind of subtly blended into kind of more orangey tones, the slightly lighter colours. I don't think it quite works for the darker tones. It just becomes a bit too like muddy looking, which is unfortunate. I did because that shade is such an unusual shade and looks so beautiful. But I have to say the mattes blended really nicely together, really easy to use, minimal fallout. Like I said, if you just tap with the brush you should be absolutely fine. The shimmers, these are weird. So this one I was really excited for and it was kind of a bit disappointing. I mean, yes you can spray the brush or whatever and it does become more pigmented, but for some reason this one was just so much more pigmented and looks beautiful. I know there are a couple of shades that I haven't touched, so Oh. Okay, so there's only 3 shades I haven't tried out, which are this one, and this one. So those are 3 shades that I haven't yet tried. That's not very nice to watch. But apart from that, I've tried all the rest of the shades, and I have to say, I would recommend this. It's just, like I said, a couple of things where this shimmer was a bit disappointing, and the yellow's slightly hard to work into the colours. You kind of have to make sure you try and do it with more of the neutral tones and not go in with like the greens like I wanted to do. I just don't think it quite works out. But apart from that, I have to say I really, really like this palette, and I will use it again for sure. I really enjoyed the both looks I did. I don't know which one I prefer more. This is slightly more of the kind of go-to, easy, wearable look. I think the kind of warm, it's not kind of warmer tones and kind of like sunset vibes. Then I really like the cool greens going on in the previous look. So I don't know, let me know which is your favourite look down below. Let me know if you've tried it and what your thoughts are on it, or if you were planning on buying it. But I thought it was quite good actually, yeah, to give 2 looks just in case you were wanting to kind of purchase this. And then I've kind of used the majority of the shades, so you've got kind of, well, I mean, it's just my opinion, you may have different opinions, but at least I can kind of give you some kind of advice or indication about how good this palette is. And obviously we'll find out what Emily's verdict is on this as well, and what kind of look she's come up with. So again, like I said, I'll leave that link down below. I was so excited to do this collab again. We've been talking about doing something for a while because the last one went so well. But yeah, this is quite a cool idea to do, and like I said, I'm happy with how everything turned out. So yep, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out Emily's blog post that I'll leave down below for you. And let me know, like I said, your thoughts on this palette. Which look do you prefer out of the 2? And also any future video suggestions that you have, again, leave those down below. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful. Don't forget to check out Emily's post, and I'll see you in my next video.